Hello, fellow Vimmers and Neo-Vimmers alike. Welcome back to my channel. This is Trusty Rusty Depot, and today we're going to go into a beginner lesson on how to use Vim or Neovim. First thing we want to do is open up Neovim or Vim, whichever one you use. And if you're on Windows, you can open up the application, but if you're on Mac or Linux, you need to go to your terminal and run the command nvim or vim, depending on the one you use. So I'm going to open up nvim demo.txt. This is an example file that I created. So Neovim and Vim are modal editors, which means there are different modes you can be in. Today we're only going to talk about a couple of them. We're going to talk about normal mode, which is the mode you can move around and delete and copy stuff in. We're going to talk about replace mode, where you can replace the characters under your cursor. We're going to talk about command mode, where you can run commands. And we're going to talk about insert mode, where you can actually type. The first thing you need to know is that when you enter Vim or Neovim for the first time, you will be automatically in normal mode. And to move around, the easiest ways are to press the J key to go down, the K key to go up, the L key to go to the right, and the H key to go to the left. So those are the easiest ways to move around normal mode. But those aren't the most efficient, which is why there's also W to skip a word forward, and there's B to skip a word backwards. In addition to that, we can move forward to a certain character by pressing F and then the character, so space for example. And we can also do that in reverse and press Shift F and press space, and it will find in reverse. Note that this only works for the line you're in. Another way to move around is to press the money sign to go to the end of the line and 0 to go to the beginning of the line. If you want to go to the end of the file, you can press capital G, and to go to the beginning of the file, you can press GG. Those are the most important ways to move around. Now, if you want to delete a letter under your cursor, you can press X, and that will delete the letter under your cursor. If you want to replace a letter under your cursor with another letter, you can press R, and then press another letter to replace it. Now, if you want to do that for longer or for more than one character, you can go into replace mode. And to do that, we can press Shift R, and then we can type forward, and it will replace each character that our cursor goes on. And we can press Escape to go back into normal mode. Now, what if we want to delete more than one character? Then we can use an action. Now, an action is a key that will be paired with a movement and number. So if we do an action like delete, which will be the letter D, D won't do anything on its own. We need to tell it how much to delete. And to do that, we can either say just a movement, like W to delete one word, or we can even delete more than one word by saying D and then a number, like 2, and then W, and that deletes 2 words. We can also do this with all the other movements that we just learned. So D and then money sign will delete until the end of the line. In addition to that, if you just repeat the action twice, like for example pressing DD, it will delete the whole line that you're on. Now, another action that is useful is C. And if we do C, it will change the characters. This is basically just like replace, except it will delete them first and then let you type afterward. So if you change the word, it deletes it and then goes into insert mode so that you can type. And then you can press Escape to go back into normal mode. You can always press U in normal mode to undo your changes as many times as you want. And to redo your changes, you can press Ctrl R as many times as you want. To save your changes, we need to go into command mode, so we press colon, and then we can say W for write, and then press enter. And that saved our changes. And if we want to quit, we can press colon and then Q and enter. If we want to do both actions, we can either do write quit by going WQ, or we can even, in normal mode, just press Shift Z twice, and that will do the same thing. Another action that is useful in normal mode is the Y action. And what Y does is it copies text, and it acts just like the other actions. So if you want to copy one word, you can do YW, and if you move to somewhere where you want to paste it, you can say P, and it will paste that word. And if you say Shift P, it will paste that word before your cursor instead of after. Now, let's talk about insert mode. There are different ways to go into insert mode, and I'm only going to talk about a couple of them. The first way and simplest way to go into insert mode is to just press I, and that will go to the character before your cursor, and you can type there. If you press escape, you can go back into normal mode, out of insert mode. If you press A, it will go into the character after your cursor, into insert mode, and you can type there. And then press escape to go out again. If you want to go to the end of the line, you can press Shift A and type there. And if you want to go to the beginning of the line, you can press Shift I and go to the beginning. In addition to all that, you can also use O to open up a line underneath the line you're on and type there, or Shift O and open up a line above the line you're on and type there. That was a basic tutorial on Neovim and Vim. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.